Bet you didn't think I'd be making a video like this on the channel. It's something I've been meaning to make for a while, but due to a combination of slow internet, which is finally no longer a problem, and my own laziness, I've been putting it off. But I think now is the time to make it. Welcome to the first Funkyzukin update video, and I've got a fair deal to talk about. So, the first thing I want to address is why my uploads here have been nothing short of sporadic, and that's a multifaceted answer. Part of it is because I had started uploading to Audius, which was faster and easier to upload stuff on with my slow internet. However, I've since abandoned my account since I don't feel comfortable using a music platform that's so heavily involved with NFTs, and at some point I'll be bringing my stuff over to here. It was just frankly easier to just upload a music file instead of putting a music file into a Vegas project and then rendering that every time, so yeah. But the bigger part as to why I've been uploading very little here is because I've recently had some changing thoughts on how I make music. For the longest time, I was making music solely for fun and volunteer projects. Even though the work wasn't paid, I was trying to give it my all each time, and I still do. And for a while, I was just okay with that. It was a nice little break from like homeschool stuff, and just making it for fun was a good enough reason to make music for me. But as I became an adult, my feelings on making music started changing. I also started thinking about what all I wanted to do with my life. And I looked at how I felt about music, and towards the very end of 2020, I decided I wanted to make music part of my career. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be working on like DDR-XX and Sonic Legacy, but since early 2021, those are no longer my reasons to make music. I still like making music for them, and I'm not going to quit either anytime soon, but they're no longer why I continue to make music. So with the decision to start making music to sell, I opened up a Bandcamp. Two actually, and I'll explain the other one in a moment. Yes, money is definitely an incentive here, but I still try to give it my all and make unique music when I put stuff on Bandcamp, and I don't know how to articulate this, but since I started making music to sell, making music for free for those projects I mentioned has become more enjoyable. But yeah, for now, selling stuff is my main focus. Now, I've brought up my Bandcamp in the comments of a couple of videos, and I think in the description of one, but that's not really an appropriate way to be advertising my Bandcamp. So yeah, this is sort of, in addition to being a general update video, it's also kind of an advertisement. So, as I mentioned earlier, I've got two Bandcamps. So first off, my main Bandcamp is Funkyzukin. At the time of this video's release, it currently has 2 singles, an EP, and an album. The first single is Snowboards, which quite literally is a single. It's a 2000s inspired trance track, which I'll give you a preview of right now. The second single is Cosmo Romantic. It's a vocal song that I wrote. I think the first one I've ever really released was done with a vocoder plugin and is inspired by Seiya Mirai from Beatmania, with like a little bit of influence from like Japanese like electronic bands from the 80s, stuff like that, which I will preview for you as well. The EP is Sounds Laboratory. It's a 3-track collection of more experimental tracks I made, the first of which being a remix of Snowboards. Followed by 22nd Century Racers, which is inspired by like old PS1 racing game soundtracks. And then topped off with To the Sky, which is an old school happy hardcore track, inspired by artists like Tokyo Ghetto Pussy, yes that's what they're called, and Ryu. And And then the album, which is probably the project I'm most proud of, is Planet YM. Planet YM is basically a fake soundtrack of Sega Genesis / 32X inspired music, and it's my longest project to date, consisting of nearly a half hour of music. Take a listen to some excerpts. Now, my other Bandcamp is for a new sort of virtual singer project I've started called, and I apologize for the vulgarity, Y2K Bitch. And I released a single called Sexy Lexi.
Sexy Lexi, you know you shouldn't do it, 'cause you're only high school sophomore student. Your parents, they need to be more prudent, 'cause if you go on, your life will be ruined. Sexy Lexi, why don't you drop that nickname? You don't want this to be your claim to fame. You're too young.
Anyways, I didn't mean for that section to go on for so long, but I really wanted to show off the stuff I've been working on. And more stuff is actually in the works now. So, if you like what you heard, or you like my music in general, and you want to support me, buying music from either of my Bandcamps is probably the biggest way you could do that. However, I also have a Ko-fi, however you say it. So if you want to support me, but you don't want to buy any of my music right now, that's also an option. And of course, the link to that will also be in the description. If you can't donate or buy something, or even if you have, it would also be really helpful if you could share my music around if you liked it, or if you know people who might like it. Anyways, on to my next topic. I opened a Twitter. I'm trying to be more active there, and it's easier to talk about stuff on there because it doesn't necessarily require you to make whole separate videos each time. So if you want to be up to date on what I'm doing and maybe get previews of stuff I'm working on, you should follow me there. It's Funkyzukin Music. Link will be in the description along with Bandcamps and Ko-fi. Anyways, it's getting late and I need to finish this video so I can put it on YouTube, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of my update. Thank you everyone for being patient and supporting me, and I hope you continue to support me as I start selling stuff.